bring in, let's call it the expert on the town, Mayor Brian Smyth, the mayor of the town of Wasaga Beach. Thanks for joining us today, Mayor. How are you?
Good morning. I'm just doing great, Stephanie. Thanks very much, and thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. And I guess I'd love to hear from you officially what the status is of this story that's been bubbling up here and there about what's going on at Wasaga Beach. What can you tell us?
Well, I think what's important is that, your listeners understand that Wasaga Beach is one of the cleanest, safest, and most beautiful beaches in the world. And last year, the town of Wasaga Beach, we welcomed over 2 million visitors to our community to enjoy the beach and the town's live music events and festivals. And it doesn't matter where you go in any community, especially where there's a lot of tourism, there's going to be some bad actors that do things that they shouldn't do. And if you see something like that, I think what's most important is that you report it. Report it to the provincial park, report it to the Ontario Provincial Police, or report it to the town. And we can then get out and deal with it as quickly as possible. We can't fix what we don't know is broken. And, we're all about making sure that our beach is the cleanest and safest and most beautiful beach. Mm-hmm. We've done it for many years. We've been very successful at it. And we want our beach to be as clean as everybody else. There certainly isn't an epidemic that has been made out to be on the media and in social media this last week with respect to this issue. But we know the issue exists, and we're doing everything we can to work with our partners. In this case, which is the Wasaga Beach Provincial Park and Ontario Parks, to work with them to ensure that we can do the best we can to stop these types of things from happening. But 2 million people on the beach, I can tell you it's few and far between, and we do everything we can to make sure that it doesn't occur.
Right, and so you have had some complaints about it.
I can tell you that my office personally, up until this last week, has not had complaints about it. I can tell you that I have heard this rumor, if you will, in the public over the last couple of years. And I'm sure in the past it's been out there as well. But, I'm down at our beach quite a bit, and I have not personally seen it. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. There's no doubt that it probably does happen, but it certainly isn't to the degree that it has been made out to be in the last week, that's for certain.
Well, I guess you can all thank TikTok and stuff for that, huh?
Well, it is what it is. That's today's society, and that's how we tend to get our news these days is this way. And it's unfortunate because although it can do some great things, it can also do a lot of damage. And, I cannot be more proud and speak highly enough of the community of which I am honored and privileged to be the mayor. And I'll just reiterate, the longest freshwater beach in the world. And so you can be rest assured that council and myself and all of our staff and our citizens in Wasaga Beach are all about making sure that our beach is the best it can possibly be, because we have a lot at stake here. It's our industry, it's tourism. It's 2 million people last year. We think that's going to be considerably higher this year. And we don't want to risk that in any way, shape, or form.
No, you want to keep the tourists coming, but I think that, and whether or not, you said this is a rumor, and there have been, and you haven't seen it yourself, and understanding that it's a huge beach, and it is absolutely spectacular. So what I'm wondering is there kind of any increased effort? The one resident mentioning using tents as a way to mask what's going on. Is there any way to monitor that, to get a handle on things, and if it is happening, stop it?
Yeah, so what I can tell you, Stephanie, is that the town of Wasaga Beach has a bylaw in place that does not allow tents that have sides on the tent. So if you want a screen from the sun, like an umbrella or a four-post tent, if you will, and you want to put that up, that is fine. But the issue and the thing that people have to understand is that the town of Wasaga Beach, 25% of our land mass is provincial park, which means it's owned and operated by Ontario Parks. And so our 14 kilometers of beachfront, almost all of that is owned, operated, and looked after by Ontario Parks as the provincial park. And so although we have a bylaw, the provincial parks does not have a rule or a bylaw with respect to tents on the beach. Now, we have in the past, and we will continue and are continuing to have meetings and set up conversations with Ontario Parks, and we'll actually be asking again for a meeting with the minister in charge of Ontario Parks and the provincial park to ask them once again and continue to advocate that they adopt the same type of rules that the town of Wasaga Beach does. We understand that people want some reprieve from the sun, but we don't allow tents, if you will, proper or any kind of structure, temporary or permanent, to be set up on the beach or on any lands that we own that you can't completely see through. These types of problems will be avoided by that, we believe, but B, it also doesn't obstruct everyone else's view to see the water if you've got a big tent set up in front of you. So that is our bylaw and our rule. But again, I can't stress enough that the town of Wasaga Beach does not control, and nor do we patrol or have the right or ability to patrol the provincial park. So I encourage, again, anyone who's seen this or has this concern to reach out to the local park office and our staff here. Our staff superintendent is John Fisher. Him and his staff, the boots on the ground, do a phenomenal job and the best they can do with what they have, and they need to hear it. And if they're not hearing it, then reach out to our local MPP, Brian Saunderson, or the Ontario Parks. But again, don't hesitate. If you see someone doing something that is illegal, and this type of behavior would be considered illegal, to reach out to the OPP as well, and or the town of Wasaga Beach, and we'll help make sure that we get someone out there to deal with these things as quickly as possible.
All right, Mayor, thank you. And I can't let you go without talking about this being a big weekend in Wasaga Beach. You're celebrating a special anniversary.
Big weekend for Wasaga Beach. This is our 50th birthday as the town incorporated in 1974, and we've got a lot of events going on this weekend, but the big one, of course, is the Carpet Frogs. And they'll be playing on our main beach and celebrating our 50th anniversary and 50 years of sunshine and creating memories that will last a lifetime. And that's what Wasaga Beach has always been about, and that's what we'll continue to be about. And we hope everyone comes out and joins us. Well,
sounds fantastic. Happy anniversary to Wasaga Beach. And Mayor Brian Smyth, thank you so much for your time today. Have a fantastic weekend celebrating.
Stephanie, thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure.
You take care.